Let's take a journey into the protein-packed plant kingdom and create a recipe that takes a few minutes and has over 30 grams of protein. And what I like about this recipe is it goes really well in either some romaine leaves or some collard greens. I have some collard greens here, and I'm gonna keep them completely raw, exactly as they are, and fill them up with this delicious mock tuna recipe. You can use a food processor or a high-speed blender. Today I'm gonna use a high-speed blender. And it's so easy. We start out with the majority of our protein, and this is gonna be great northern beans. I have some organic ones, and what you're gonna do is you're just gonna open up the can and drain them and rinse them. Boom! There we have our drained and rinsed northern beans. There is 22 grams of protein in this amount of beans. Next, we're gonna add some tahini. We're gonna add a tablespoon. A tablespoon of tahini has 3 grams of protein. So we're already at 25 grams. Now I'm gonna add some sunflower seeds. I have soaked and sprouted my sunflower seeds. If you don't want to soak them and sprout them, I would at least soak them overnight. And you really don't have to do that, but I like to germinate any kind of seed that will sprout, and I'm using a 1/4 cup. It looks like a lot more because I've soaked and sprouted them. And a 1/4 cup of sunflower seeds has 6 grams of protein. With Great Northern beans, the tahini and the sunflower seeds, we're now at 34 grams of protein. Next, I'm gonna add some almond meal, and this is about 1/3 of a cup. 1/4 cup of almond meal has 6 grams of protein. So we add this, and we're already over 40 grams of protein. And that is all the protein right there. Next is just gonna be what we add to create some more flavor. I'm gonna do 1 teaspoon of sea salt. I'm gonna do 1 teaspoon of black pepper. I actually have this blend, it's called Colorado Plateau citrus pepper. That's what I'm using. The recipe calls for black pepper. I have all sorts of spice blends that I just experiment with to have more flavor. So if you don't have this very specific blend, that's totally cool. Use black pepper. 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Such an easy recipe. That's all we have to do. Now I'm just going to pop this on my Vitamix. And I want to be careful not to blend the crap out of it. I want to keep some texture, so I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to use the pulse function. And I'm just watching the bottom, and then I'm going to start to scrape down the sides. The nice thing about a food processor is you would just throw it all in there and turn it on for a few seconds or pulse it for a few seconds. With the high-speed blender, you're gonna have to use the tamper. But I know lots of people who do not have a food processor, so I wanted to make it in the high-speed blender to show people that you can use both. Now I'm going to take a glass container and put my delicious mock tuna into it. And this recipe is easily customizable. You could add some hot sauce to it. You could add cayenne or crushed red pepper. You could add some celery or some pickle. Here I have my complete recipe that took so little time. There's 40 grams of protein in here. You could easily make 4 servings out of this, and each one would have 10 grams of protein. You can combine it with a collard leaf, romaine leaf. If you eat tortillas, you could put them on there. You could do it as a sandwich, and then you have a delicious tuna wrap or tuna sandwich, and you have 10 grams of healthy plant protein. It's got good texture, it's spreadable, and it's not runny where it's gonna fall out of the sandwich or out of the wrap. It's got a really good consistency, and this is gonna keep well in the fridge for at least a week. If you like recipes that have lots of protein or mostly raw, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, and make sure to subscribe to the Pana Kitchen YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Going in for a close-up. I have 2 collard greens now that are filled with this delicious protein-packed tuna. And now I'm getting a little bit more protein from the collard green, and it's gonna be super easy to eat. It's gonna add a little bit more crunch because of the collard stem. So healthy, so delicious.